students, good evening everyone. So students, today we will begin with molecules. Okay, in the last class we studied about the atoms. This is your third chapter of science, that is atoms and molecule. In the first part we studied about the atoms, the different laws of combination, that was law of conservation of mass and laws of constant proportion. Yes, and we studied about the Dalton's atomic theory, then postulates of Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, how is this atom made? How can we define an atom? Then what are the different symbols of atom of an element and the atomic mass? Okay, so students, you have come to know what is an atom. Atom is the minute and the smallest particle of a matter that can take part in chemical reaction. Yes or no? So today we will study about the molecules. Okay, so let us begin. Let us see the contents. What are the contents of a molecule of this part 2? So students, what will we study today? We will study about the molecules. Okay, the atomicity of the molecule, then molecules of elements and molecules of compounds. Okay, what are the different molecules of elements and different molecules of compounds? Then what is an ion? I have already explained you about the ions in the previous class. Ions that carries positive and negative charge of an atom. Okay, then chemical formula. How can we write the chemical formula of the compounds that is formed by the chemical reactions? And we will study about the molecular mass and mole concept. What do you mean by molecular mass and what is mole concept? Okay, so let us move further. So students, now what is molecule? As you know, atom is the smallest and minute particle of a matter that takes part in a chemical reaction. Yes or no? Now what is this molecule? This molecule is the group of atoms bonded together which represent the smallest fundamental unit of a chemical compound that can take part in a chemical reaction. What was atom? Atom was the tiniest and the minute, very smallest particle of a matter that takes part in chemical reaction. And these molecules are the group of atoms that are bounded together. Okay, and this represents the smallest fundamental unit of a chemical compound. The chemical compound which is formed, it represents the smallest fundamental unit of a chemical compound. And this chemical compound takes part in a chemical reaction. There is a difference between atom and molecule. Atom is the smallest and the minute particle of a matter that takes part in chemical reaction. All the matter is composed of particles, yes or no? And these atoms are the minute particles of that matter, okay, or an element. That atom are the minute particle of an element that takes part in the chemical reaction. And these molecules are the group of atom. These molecules are the group of atom which represent the smallest fundamental unit of chemical compound. The chemical compound which is formed after the atoms takes part in a chemical reaction. The compound which is formed, these molecules are the smallest fundamental unit of that compound that can take part in the chemical reaction. Understood? These molecules are formed when atoms are grouped together. That means they are bounded together. They are bonded together. Understood? When any two atoms of an element bond together, they form a molecule. Okay? And these molecules are the smallest fundamental unit of the chemical compound that can take part in the chemical reaction. Understood? So students, now let us study about the atomicity of molecule. What do you mean by atomicity of a molecule? Okay, the number of atoms constituting a molecule is known as its atomicity. That means to form a molecule, how many atoms are bounded together in a chemical reaction to form a molecule is known as atomicity of a molecule. That means how many atoms of an element are bounded together to form a molecule after the chemical reaction takes place. That is called as atomicity of the molecule. Now what are the different atomicity of molecule? Those are monoatomic. Monoatomic means when molecule is formed by single atom only. Okay. What is monoatomic molecule? When a molecule is formed by single atom only. It is called as monoatomic molecule. Okay, when after a chemical reaction, when a molecule is formed by a single atom only, that is called as monoatomic molecule. Okay, for example, the noble gases. Generally, the noble gases forms the monoatomic molecule like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. These are the noble gases which forms the monoatomic molecule. Okay. Now what is diatomic molecule? Mono means one, di means two. When molecule is formed by the combination of two atoms of an element, it is called diatomic molecule. How is this diatomic molecule formed? When two atoms combine together. Okay, when two atoms of an element combine together to form a compound or to form a molecule, then it is called as diatomic molecule. Okay, for example, hydrogen. Here, in hydrogen, two atoms of hydrogen are combined together to form a molecule of hydrogen. Then oxygen, O2. That means two atoms of oxygen are combined together to form a molecule of O2. Okay, then nitrogen, N2. It is written or not? N2. That means 2 is the number of atoms that are combined together to form a molecule of nitrogen. And chlorine, Cl2. Okay, here also 2 atoms of chlorine are combined together to form a molecule of chlorine. Okay, diatomic means where two number of atoms are combined together. That is called as diatomic molecule. Understood? Then what is triatomic? When molecule is formed by the combination of 3 atoms, it is called triatomic molecule. And triatomic molecule is formed when 3 atoms are combined together to form a molecule. It is called as triatomic molecule. Okay. For example, molecule of ozone, that is O2. Here 3 atoms of oxygen are bounded together to form a molecule of ozone. Understood? Then tetraatomic. Tetraatomic means tri means 3. Okay, tetra means 4. When molecules are formed by the combination of 4 atoms, it is called tetraatomic molecule. Here the atoms of an element, that means 4 atoms of an element are combined together to form a tetraatomic molecule. To form a tetraatomic molecule, the four number of atoms are combined together. Then it forms a tetraatomic molecule. Okay, for example, phosphorus molecule. That means P4. Here the 4 atoms of phosphorus are combined together to form the phosphorus molecule. Understood? Then what is polyatomic? Polyatomic means when molecule is formed by the combination of more than 2 atoms. Here more than 2 atoms takes place to form a polyatomic molecule. That means more than 4 atoms can also take place to form a molecule. Okay. It is called as polyatomic molecule. For example, sulfur molecule. Understood? Here the 4 atoms of sulfur is combined together to form a molecule. that is called as polyatomic molecule. So what are the different atomicity? That is monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic, tetraatomic and polyatomic. Okay, and what is atomicity of a molecule? Atomicity of a molecule means that when atoms of an element are combined together in a chemical reaction to form a molecule. Understood? So now students, let us study about the molecules of elements. What are the molecules of elements? Okay. What are the molecules of elements? When molecule of element are constituted by the same type of atoms. That means when a molecule is formed by the combination of same type of atom of an element, then it is said to be as the molecule of elements. The molecule of an element are constituted by the same type of atoms. That means it is bonded by the same type of atom of an element to form a molecule. Okay. Now metals and some other elements. Okay. Some metals and some other elements such as carbon. This carbon, they do not have a simple structure but consists of a very large and indefinite number of atoms bonded together. That means this carbon do not have a simple structure and they can combine many indefinite number of atoms together. Okay. For example, see, O plus 2 molecules of oxygen, that is O2, forms oxygen gas, that is diatomic. Then 3 molecules of oxygen, that is O3. Yes or no? It forms triatomic molecule. Okay. Then 4 molecule of phosphorus forms tetraatomic molecule. And 8 number of sulfur, 8 atoms of sulfur are bounded together to form a molecule of sulfur, that is polyatomic molecule. Okay, here the 8 number of sulfur, 8 atoms of sulfur are bounded together to form the molecule of sulfur, that is polyatomic molecule. Understood? Now, what are molecules of compounds? How is this compound formed? Atoms of different elements. When atoms of different elements are grouped together or joined together in a definite proportion to form molecule of compound. To form a molecule of compound, atoms of different elements are combined together in a definite proportion. That means the proportion of that element should be definite. It should be exact to form a molecule of compound. Understood? Here different atoms of element are combined together. In elements, same atoms of element are combined together, right? And in compounds, different atoms of different elements. The atoms of different elements are combined together to form molecule of compound. To form a molecule of compound, different atoms of element are combined together. Okay. See, for example, water. Water is formed when 2 molecules of hydrogen are combined with 1 molecule of oxygen. Yes or no? When 2 molecules of hydrogen are combined with 1 molecule of oxygen, then it forms water, that is hydrogen and oxygen, and their ratio by mass is 1:8. What is the ratio? It is 1:8. That means 1 is the ratio of hydrogen and 8 is the ratio of oxygen. Okay, then ammonia, NH3. How is this ammonia formed? Here only one molecule of nitrogen is taken and 3 molecule of hydrogen is taken. then it forms a compound that is ammonia. That is, and the ratio by mass of this ammonia is 14:3. What is the ratio? It is 14:3. Okay. Then carbon dioxide, CO2. The ammonia, it is formed by the combination of two molecules, that is nitrogen and hydrogen. Yes or no? That is NH3. And carbon dioxide, it is formed when carbon and oxygen, when one molecule of carbon and two molecules of oxygen are bounded together, then it forms carbon dioxide, and the ratio by mass is 3:8. Okay, the ratio by mass is 3:8. Okay. So now let us study what is an ion. In the previous class I told you what is an ion, that carries positive or negative charge. An atom is composed of what? Protons, neutrons and electrons. Yes or no? Protons have the charges. These neutrons are neutral. Protons carry the positive charge. Yes or no? The neutrons are the neutral. Neutrons are neutral in an atom, and electrons carry the negative charges. Yes or no? The particles of a compound which is composed of metals or non-metals that carry positive or negative charge is called as ion. What is an ion? Ion are the particles of a compound that can be of metal or it can be of non-metal that carries positive or negative charge along with them. That is called as ion. Okay. These ions, they carry positive or negative charge, and these are the particles of a compound that is composed of atoms. And these atoms are composed of what? Protons, neutrons and electrons. These protons carry the positive charge. Neutrons are always neutral, that means they have no charge in them. Okay. And electrons carry the negative charge. These protons and neutrons lie in the nucleus of an atom. Yes or no? And these electrons, they are in the shell of the atom. The atom that is bounded by the shell, electrons lie in them with the negative charge. Okay. Then ions may consist of a single charge atom or a group of atoms that have a net charge on them. Ions may have single charge atom also, that means the atoms that are single charge also, and they may also have a group of atoms that have a net charge on them. Understood? Then a negatively charged ion is called as anion. Okay. A negative charge, an atom that is of negative charge, it is called as anion, and a positive charge ion is called as cation. The ion which is of negative charge, it is called as anion, and the ion which is of positive charge, that is called as cation. Okay. Then a group of atoms carrying a charge is known as polyatomic ion. What is polyatomic ion? In polyatomic ion, a group of atoms carries charge. When a group of atoms carry charge, then it forms a polyatomic ion. Okay. Then all metals form cations from losing electrons. All the metals, they form cation. Why they form cation? Because they lose electrons in a chemical reaction. When there is a chemical reaction, all the metals lose electrons. That is why they form cations. For example, aluminium, that is 3+. That means since they lose charge, okay, they lose electrons. That is aluminium 3+. 3+ is the charge of that aluminium. Okay. 3+ is the charge of the metal aluminium. Then Ca calcium, that is 2+. That means the charge which it is carrying, it is 2 plus. That means it is forming a cation. Understood? And all non-metals form anions by gaining electrons. Metals, they lose electrons. Okay, all the metals, they lose electrons. That is why they form cation. That means they are positively charged. Okay, all the metals are positively charged because they lose electron. And all the non-metals, they gain electrons. That means they are negatively charged. Since these non-metals gain electrons, that is why they are negatively charged. For example, Cl minus. Minus means they are gaining electron. That means they are negatively charged. Chlorine, that is Cl minus. Then Br, bromine, that is Br minus. Okay, since they gain electrons, that is why they are called as anions, and they are negatively charged. And anions are negatively charged ions, and cations are the positively charged ions because they lose electrons from its valence shell of an atom. While undergoing a chemical reaction, the electrons from the valence shell of an atom of metal, they lose electrons. That is why they form cations, positive charge. And all the non-metals, they gain electrons. That is why they form anion, that is negative charge. Okay. So now students, what is chemical formula? Chemical formula means writing the name of a compound that is formed after the chemical reaction. Okay. The chemical formula of a compound is the symbolic representation of its composition. That means how can we represent a compound that is formed after the chemical reaction? By their composition. That is a chemical formula. It is a representation of its composition of a compound. For example, H2O. That is the formula of water. And here 2 molecules of hydrogen combines with oxygen to form water molecule. Yes or no? Then calcium oxide. How is this calcium oxide formed? When 1 molecule of calcium combines with 1 molecule of oxygen, then calcium oxide is formed. Okay. Then NH3, ammonia. This ammonia is formed how? When 1 molecule of nitrogen combines with 3 molecules of hydrogen, then ammonia is formed. NH3. Okay. Then to write a chemical formula of different compound, we need to learn the symbol and combining capacity of the element. How can we write the chemical formula? To write a chemical formula, first we need to learn the symbols and the combining capacity of the elements. We should know the symbols of the elements. The elements, that means the elements of metals and non-metals, first we have to know the symbol of their elements and the combining capacity. That means what atoms can take part in a chemical reaction to combine itself. We must know the combining capacity and the symbol of an element to write a chemical formula. Okay. And the combining capacity or the power of an element is known as its valency. What is valency? Valency is the combining power or capacity of an element. Okay. The atoms are bounded with some shell. Those are known as valence shell. Okay, where the electrons of an atom keeps on revolving in its orbit. Okay, and from there we come to know the combining capacity of the element. That means how many electrons are present in it. Through that we can write the chemical formula of the compound. Okay, and the element is called as its valency. Understood? So students, now what are the rules for writing a chemical formula? What are the rules through which you can write a chemical formula? Firstly, the valency or charge on the ion must balance. That means the valency or charge means the electrons of an atom. The charge of the electron must balance. Their valency should balance. Okay. Then when the compound consists of a metal and a non-metal, the name or symbol of the metal is written first. When a compound is formed and when it consists of a metal or non-metal, whether that compound is formed by the metal or non-metal, then the name of the symbol of the metal or non-metal is written first. Okay, when a compound is formed after a chemical reaction, whether from metal or non-metal, then the name or symbol of that metal or non-metal should be written first. For example, calcium oxide, that means first it is written calcium, then oxide. Okay, then sodium chloride, that is NaCl. In calcium oxide it is written as CaO. Yes or no? Then the name of the symbol of the metal is written first. That means first the name of the metal is written, that is Ca, calcium. After that it is written non-metal, that is oxide. Yes or no? The name of the metal is written first and after that the name of the non-metal is written, that is O. First you will have to write the name of the metal. In calcium oxide, Ca is written first, then oxide is written later, that is O. In sodium chloride, Na is written first and Cl is written later, that is NaCl. Then in iron sulfate, iron is a metal, that is why Fe is written first and sulfide is a non-metal, so it is written later, that is Fes. Okay. Then copper oxide. Copper is a metal, that is why the first it is written as Cu. The symbol of metal is written. The symbol or name of a metal is written, that is copper. Cu. After that non-metal, that is oxide. O. Okay, this is how you can write the name of a compound in chemical formula, where oxygen, chloride, sulfur are all non-metals and are written on the right, whereas calcium, sodium, iron and copper are metals and are written on the left. Yes or no? Since these calcium, sodium, iron and copper are metals, that is why they are written first on the left hand side, and since this oxygen, chloride, sulfur are all non-metals, that is why they are written on the right hand side. Okay, so when you write the name of a compound, whether they consist of a metal or non-metal, firstly you have to write the name of a metal. After that you have to write the name of the non-metal. Understood? Then number 3, in compounds formed with polyatomic ions, when a compound is formed with polyatomic ions, that means indefinite number of atoms, where indefinite number of atoms takes place to form a molecule. In the compounds formed by polyatomic ions, the number of ions present in the compound, that means what number of ions is present in the compound, that is indicated by enclosing the formula of ion in the bracket. That means the number of ions present in the compound. Ions means whether it is negatively charged or positively charged. That means whether it is anion or cation. Those are indicated by enclosing the formula in the bracket. You have to give the bracket while writing the chemical formula. Okay. And writing the number of ions outside. That means writing the number of ions. That means whether it is positively charged or negatively charged, the number of ions you have to write outside into the bracket. Okay, outside the bracket. Example, Mg in the bracket OH2. In case the number of polyatomic ion is 1 Mg, that is magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide means where Mg is written first and then the OH2 it is written in the bracket. Yes or no? Because it consists of the polyatomic ion, that is why it is written as OH2. In case the number of polyatomic ion is 1, the bracket is not required, and when the polyatomic ion is only 1, then bracket is not required. Okay, that is, for example, NaOH, sodium hydroxide. The polyatomic ion, that means it is only 1. That is why the bracket is not required. But if it is more than 1, then you have to write it under the bracket. Okay. Now, formula of simple compound. How can you write the formula of simple compound? The simplest compound which are made up of two different elements are called binary compound. What are binary compound? These binary compounds are formed of two different elements. Okay, these binary compounds are made up of two different elements. Okay, and while writing the chemical formula for compound, we write the constituent element and their valencies, then cross over the valencies of the combining atom. How can we write this formula? We can write, first of all, we will write the symbol of the elements. Then we will write the valency, that means the number of atoms that is present in the valence shell. Okay, the number of electrons that is present in the valence shell of an atom. First of all, we will write the symbol of the elements, then we will write the electrons that is present in the valence shell of the atom. For example, see, formula of hydrogen chloride, how it is written. First, we have written the symbol of hydrogen chloride, that is HCl. Yes or no? And the valency of hydrogen and chloride is 1. Both of its valency is 1. And when we cross over it, that means the valency of hydrogen is crossing over with the valency of chlorine, and the valency of chlorine is crossovering with the valency of hydrogen. Then the formula of compound will be HCl. What will be the formula? It will be HCl, because only one number of ion is taking part. Yes or no? So that is why the formula will be HCl. Okay. So now students, how to write the formula of carbon tetrachloride? First you have to write the symbol of carbon and chloride. Since that is chloride, tetra means 4, chloride. Okay. First you will write the symbol of carbon and chlorine, that is CCl. Then you will write the valency, that means the electrons that is present in the outermost shell of an atom. The electrons that is present in the outermost shell of an atom, it is the valency that takes part in the chemical reaction. That means in carbon there is 4 electrons in the valence shell of an atom, and in chlorine there is only 1 electron in the valence shell. Okay, then these both will cross over. That means the carbon will take the ion of this chlorine, and chlorine will take the electron of this carbon. Then it will form, the compound will be formed as CCl4. This is how you will write the formula of carbon tetrachloride, that is CCl4. Okay. Now formula of magnesium chloride. First you will write the symbol of magnesium and chlorine, that is Mg and Cl. Then you will write here charge. You You are not writing the valency, here you are writing the charge, because this magnesium is forming a positive ion, that is cation, and chlorine is forming a negative ion, that is anion, and that charge is 2 plus and 1 minus. When they cross over, this magnesium will take the charge of chlorine, that is 1, and chlorine will take the charge of magnesium, that is 2 plus, and hence they will form Mg. The formula is Mg2 plus Cl. Okay, in magnesium chloride there are 2 chloride ions, that is Cl. For each magnesium ion, that is Mg2 plus. The positive and negative charge must balance each other and the overall structure must be neutral. That means the overall structure should be neutral. Okay. In the formula, the charge of the ions are not indicated. While writing the formula, the charge of the ion is not indicated. So, the formula will be MgCl2. What will be the formula? MgCl2. The formula of magnesium chloride is MgCl2. Okay. While writing the formula, the charges are not written. That means you don't have to write the plus or negative sign. You can just write the formula, that is MgCl2. That is magnesium chloride. Okay. Now what is the formula of calcium oxide? First you will write the symbol, that is for calcium, that is Ca, and oxide means oxygen, that is O. Okay, you will write the formula of calcium oxide, that is CaNO, and their charge, that is 2 plus and 2 minus. The charge of calcium is 2 plus and the charge of oxygen is 2 minus. That means oxygen forms anion and calcium form cation. Okay, and when they are crossover, here the valency of 2 elements are the same. Yes or no? The valency is same. That means both have 2 in common. Only the charges differ. That means one is positively charged and one is negatively charged. But the valency is same. That is 2. So we may arrive at the formula, that is Ca2O2. Yes or no? But we will not write, since their valency is same. So we will not write the same number. Instead we will write only CaO. This is the formula of calcium oxide, CaO. Since their valency are same but their charges differ, that is one is positively charged and one is negatively charged. So we will write the formula as CaO. Okay. Now what is the formula of sodium nitrate? First you will write the symbol or formula of this sodium nitrate. What it is? It is for symbol of sodium is Na and nitrate is NO3. What is the symbol of nitrate? It is NO3. Yes or no? Then the charge of sodium is 1 plus and the charge of nitrate is 1 minus. That means sodium forms cation and nitrate forms anion. When they are crossover, the formula will be the charge of this sodium, the charge of nitrate, the sodium will take the charge of nitrate and the nitrate will take the charge of sodium, that is 1 plus, since their valency are same, 1 1. Yes or no? So the formula will be NaNO3. What will be the formula? It will be NaNO3. Now students, how will you write the formula of calcium hydroxide? The same manner, first you will write the symbol or formula of calcium and hydroxide, that is Ca. The formula of calcium is Ca and the formula of hydroxide is OH. Hydroxide, that is OH. Okay. And the charge of calcium is 2 plus and the charge of hydroxide is 1 negative. That means calcium will form cation and hydroxide will form anion. Okay. The formula will be CaO 2. Here the valency are different. See, the valency of calcium is 2 and the valency of hydroxide is 1. And the charges are also different. That is, one is positive, one is negative. So you will write Ca and OH in the bracket. Why you will write in the bracket? Because the formula of calcium hydroxide is CaOH2 and not CaOH2, because we use the bracket when we have two or more of the same ion in the formula. When we have two or more of the same ion in the formula, then we use the bracket. The bracket around OH with the subscript 2. Subscript means the number that is written below, indicates that there are two hydroxyl group. That is, there are two hydroxyl group which is forming the formula of calcium hydroxide, that is 2 hydroxyl group. That is why we are writing 2 outside the bracket and OH inside the bracket. Okay, joined to one calcium atom, and these two hydroxyl group are joined to one calcium atom. Understood? Then there are two atoms of each of oxygen and hydrogen in calcium hydroxide. How many atoms are there? There are two atoms of oxygen and two atoms of hydrogen in hydroxide. Understood? Now students, formula of sodium carbonate. How will you write the formula of sodium carbonate? First, you will write the symbol of sodium and carbonate. The sodium of symbol is Na and the sodium of and the symbol of carbonate is CO3. Okay. Then the charge of sodium is 1 plus and the charge of carbonate is 2 negative. That means sodium is forming cation and carbonate is forming anion. Then the formula will be Na2CO3. Na2CO3. Why? Because sodium is taking the charge of carbonate, that is Na2, and this carbonate is taking the charge of sodium, that is CO3. Since there is 1, so you don't have to mention that number 1. You can directly write it as CO3. Okay, you have to write it as same, that is CO3. But if there would be some different number like 2 or 3, then it would have come under bracket. CO3 in the bracket, and outside as a subscript you had written a different number. Since it is 1, so you can directly write it as CO3. Okay, so the formula of sodium carbonate is Na2CO3. Here the brackets are not needed if there is only one ion. Since there is only one ion, that is why no bracket is needed. Okay. Then formula of ammonium sulfate. How will you write the formula of ammonium sulfate? In the same manner, first you write the formula of ammonium, symbol or formula of ammonium and sulfate. Ammonium, it is NH4. The formula of ammonium, it is NH4 and sulfate is SO4. Then you write the charge of ammonia and sulfate, that is 1 plus and 2 minus. Ammonia forms cation and sulfate forms anion since it has negative charge. Okay. Then the formula, it is NH4. In the bracket you will write 2. NH4 in the bracket, and outside as the subscript you will write 2, because NH4 is taking the charge of sulfate, that is 2. That is, since it is taking the charge, that is 2, hence the 2 will be written outside the bracket as a subscript below, and SO4 it is written as it is because it is taking the charge, that is 1, and when there is 1 only one positive charge, you can write it as the same symbol.